We talked a lot of this.
Oh, good, I like it.
Heavenly Father, help us to make great decisions for the people of Corona County. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Yax,
Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Brumman, Reggie,
Here.
Monk.
Here. Let's make a motion to approve the minutes from October 16th. And October 25th also, my bad.
I can't, sorry.
Oh, man. So a motion from Brady and a second from James Yachts to approve the minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. I would like to add to the agenda under new business. No, it's not new, but it is the multi-county, what's it called? Katrina? Multi-material,
And then,
Multi-county materials management plan.
that bill, the bill for that. Okay. Then we will start public comment, 3 minutes per person. Not a lot of excited participants today. Moving on. Presentations, Aaron Mahalik, Equalization Director. Uh-oh.
I don't really have anything to present, just, I think the apportionment report is in your packet, hopefully.
Okay,
I just need, usually there's a resolution that gets signed.
is there any, major, points of interest that you've come across?
There was a millage reduction fraction on everything except the village this year, just because everything went up again.
Uh-huh.
That's about it.
Okay,
we'll kind of accept that and we'll vote on it, accept it and resolve it.
Mhm.
Only that in the business, you know.
I'll do it right now, it's fine.
Make a motion, we accept the apportionment plan for what year, this
2024.
2024.
Report.
Who supported any comments, questions, concerns?
Need a resolution, Aaron? You know?
Hmm?
We need a resolution also.
I had resolutions from the past, so I'm assuming,
Okay.
so, yeah.
You wanna, do the old one? I don't know if you want to make a motion that you would send a resolution or.
I would make a motion to sign a resolution, accepting and approving the apportionment plan for 2024. Dated whatever it's gonna be. Or dash whatever.
Okay,
I actually do not have another.
what's the time sensitivity on this?
When's it gonna be in?
That's the question. I need to submit it this month. So as soon as possible would be great.
I was just trying to think we could have the right motions and stuff in front of us right away, so.
You got a sample resolution from
Yeah.
last year?
That was in our packet, can you just do it next time?
We're okay in
Well,
2 weeks?
I don't wanna table it if we're gonna miss a deadline. I should say. We probably shouldn't table it if we're gonna miss a deadline.
I think the resolution just speaks to what the apportionment plan is, and then we are saying. Yeah,
So this is the same cookie cutter that we use every year, basically.
I believe so. Troy said it comes from Stephanie.
I'm sorry. I have no idea what's going on with type elections right now. I apologize.
I will. All right, Craig, you wanna make a motion to?
move to pass a resolution, allowing us to submit our 2024 apportionment plan from equalization.
If you guys wanted to wait to make that motion, I'm waiting for a resolution number, at least you can give it.
Yeah, I'll wait till the business then.
2024-12.
Well, so resolution
2024-12.
2024-12.
It would be the Kona County Board of Commissioners resolution approving the 2024 apportionment report pursuant to Michigan compiled law 211.37. And all of the associated whereas. Thank you. That is the motion and it is seconded. Any further discussion? Then we do a roll call.
Are we gonna do 2 roll calls? One on the first motion, one on the second?
We have a regular, yeah, because I asked for a motion
We have
to.
two active
receive it.
motions right now.
Yes, we do.
Sweet.
The first one is a motion to accept the apportionment report, first by Johnston, second by Brumman.
We'll do that first. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll do the resolution. And that will have to be a roll call.
Okay, can you tell me who the first and second was on that?
I
Second
was
was,
the first.
yep, and Terry was the second. Sorry.
Yax,
Yes.
Brumman,
No,
Brady,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Small.
Yes.
Okay. That takes care of that. Next up. Everybody's been excited to talk about this 2025 health insurance rates. Start the conversation. I would like to make a motion to increase the employee contribution for families by $30 of pay. No, I'm sorry, I lied to you. Yeah, $30 a pay. And couples and singles, $20 a pay
Over last year's.
over last year's. Correct.
Second for the board discussion.
Moved to second. So. Basically, that's where we're at. I think when we talked last time and we ended up. Shooting it down, we were somewhere in the $120-$150 range. I don't remember what it was exactly. But this commissioner's opinion is we can't be the same or go lower, sure. And that's all I have. So what else want to talk about anything else?
Do you know what percentage?
I don't know what percentage that represents.
So 26 pays here, correct? But no, 26 times $30 would be, how much is that per year?
that's first, no,
Maybe.
What's that?
that's salary, but hourly sometimes go up a different schedule.
Well, just per pay.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody's got 26 pays.
Right.
Yeah, so you're gonna get 36, or 26 pays times $30. is
Right.
600,
$780.
$780 more per year. I think this year it was at 18 something.
I don't know.
And that started because we thought we were at 15% before.
Yeah, I think we were under the impression that the employees were contributing 15% of the plan. They actually were not, they were contributing about 8%.
So that would be in between the 11 and 15%
Yeah,
figures.
Any further discussion? Do a roll call.
Small,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Johnston,
yes.
Yes.
Related to that, yeah, absolutely.
Just a, Trina, we did opt out.
you opted out of the
Yeah,
payroll.
okay, we don't have to do that.
You will need to decide on the HSA.
Which is what we're gonna talk about next. So for the purpose of discussion, I will make a motion to set the HSA rates at $12.50 for single and couple and $2,500 for family.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discuss away.
Is that an increase? Right? That's an
That would
increase of
be a-
250.
That would be an increase of $250 and $500, correct?
Can you say those amounts again?
$1,250 for total for, singles and couples. And $2,500 for family.
So, couples and families are usually the same amount and singles are usually the.
Okay, so however we did it before, that way.
Okay.
Plus, I would like to add,
Different funds.
we would be on the same payment schedule as well.
I think you might have misspoke. I don't know. So can we clarify the last motion? Because you have singles and couples are an increase of 20 per pay on their health insurance, and families are an increase of 30 per pay on their health insurance.
That's what I said,
Yes.
Correct.
That's what you meant.
correct?
Which is
Okay.
contradictory to your HSA payment, just for your,
You mean as far as,
Different, it's just different.
So the singles are
That's
usually the low
I see.
amount, and then the doubles and families are,
oh, the doubles and families get the higher currently
yes,
on HSA.
yes. So what she's saying is like, as far as the contributions for health insurance, would that follow the same?
Oh, well, we'd have to revisit that. So what that question is, then what is the difference between a single and a? That's too much ass off the top of your head, but
a double is double, basically. Almost double
double of the single.
the cost. The current rate or the renewal rate, $711 for a single and $1673 for a double.
Oh, I see.
$2,050 for a family.
Oh. That
We did it
motion,
one
that
time,
motion
three
set.
tier.
Yeah, that motion set, if somebody wants to redo that, but right now let's talk about HSA.
Okay,
We're in the middle of HSA. So HSA, so you say currently we go 2,500 for couples and families and 1,250 for singles. Correct? That's our current, or whatever it is. They're grouped by single
You're
and
saying that
doubles and
correctly.
family. Okay, got it. So then what I'd like, my motion reflects that we do the same pattern, but we go 2,500 and 1,250 at the same pay times that we do now, twice a year, whatever that is.
January and July.
Correct.
What is the increase,
Yes,
proportionate increase?
okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you still supporting his motion?
I don't know if there's support on the HSA. I don't think I
You
got it.
supported
I think you
it the first
supported.
time.
I thought we had been supported, I'm sorry.
Okay,
You did.
I thought,
okay. So Carolyn supports.
all right, my question is, what is the dollar increase? I don't know how many we have family and how many we have.
I don't know that number. I tell you that
You'd know that pretty.
how
quick.
much it
You have
is
it in your packet.
Yeah,
overall.
how many singles, doubles, and families that we have is.
So there's a count on your second page of your health insurance. On the left-hand side. You have 16 singles, 13 doubles, and 12 families.
16. What was the numbers again?
16 singles,
13.
13 doubles, and 12
What
families.
are we looking at? Oh, here, that would be nice.
Yeah, currently right now, I mean, if I would have known we were gonna calculate, I would bring down the HSA report, but the, currently right now, we're doing 1,000 for singles and 2,000 for doubles and families.
Yep.
So,
50 times 16 is $4,000.
4,000 plus 13 times 500, which would be 7,500, 6,500, thank you. And another 6,000. So to answer your question, we would be $16,500
Thank you.
additional. Last year.
No, no, I mean, HSA. Singles.
That's the facts and that's the numbers. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Small,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Brady.
Yes. Done. Until next time. Until next week.
Do you want to revisit those health insurance costs for the plan for the employees, or are you gonna leave it the way it is?
The single by itself and the double one.
I don't,
So the singles right now in your motion
yep,
are 20 per pay, and the doubles are 20 per pay increase.
yep.
And then the families are 30.
So the concept is that the doubles should be paying more?
The doubles, if we're following the same concept as the HSA, the doubles in the family would be $30 per pay increase, and the singles would be $20.
Would be a 40, 30, 20,
Yeah, 3-tier.
like 30, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
Somebody
know.
tell me some numbers here. So 30, 25, 20, right?
Well, in your cost comparison, a single, double, and family have different increases. So it's up to you, but if you're not going by a percentage, it's difficult to do that. You're doing a dollar amount. So right now, we have a 10% and 11%. If you want to go in between that, maybe you would calculate a different percent.
He's just saying $30 over what was paid last year.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
percentage to it.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do.
I mean,
just wanna
I'm
make
I'm
sure.
okay to stick with that for singles, doubles, and family. Somebody wants to make it different, that's
Okay.
on you guys. Excellent. Let's do your claims.
I'd like to make a motion to approve pre-authorized claims and open claims presented for payments between October 16th of 24 and November 5th of 24. The check number is 155-745, 155-896, and e-check 2477 to 2489 for a grand total of $3,273,140.77.
Second. Any questions, concerns, comments? Roll call.
Brumman,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Next up, Jessica Van, Community Corrections Manager, NEMCOG, annual grant,
Where do you want me to stand?
wherever you'd like.
Feeling very conscious in here today. So my name is Jessica Van Wolfen. We come here every year. We have been doing the community corrections grant for about 40 years total. Down here, we offer services within the jail, although your inmates are housed in Iosco County, so it gets kind of wonky. But we still have to work with your county since they're your inmates. So, this year we asked for 330,000, I think it was, and we were given 175. So it's been a rough start to our year so far. They want us to increase all of our numbers working with our inmates, but with half of the dollars that we need to run it. I have 3 employees that work for me. They all work part-time. They were working 18 hours a week and now they're all working 8. So we had a drastic cut, and we've seen an increase in arrests since October 1st for some reason. I think they just knew that we had less money and so everybody was getting arrested. So I just need your blessing to move on and continue doing what we're doing. And I do need a roll call and a resolution. I do not have the resolution. Usually it just gets sent to me after you just sign it and put today's date.
Have we done this resolution in the past?
Yes.
What's the time sensitivity on this?
September 30th. So we are fine.
We're beyond.
But usually whenever or whomever does the minutes, they just sign how many yeas, how many nays, and then put today's date. It's how my other 6 counties do it.
Well, it's just a minute, not a
Yeah,
resolution.
we have
It
it.
is a resolution, yeah.
Yeah, we have it.
We do have a resolution.
Did you just give a 30,000 foot view of what you do?
This is the resolution we have in front of us. You want to look that over real quick?
Let me check that out. That's right.
There we go. Second page.
So in some of my counties that I cover, Otsego, Montmorency, Sheboygan, Crawford, Alcona, Alpena. So in some of our counties, we work with individuals as soon as they're arrested with a felony. and we do their bond conditions. So we put on tethers and do drug screens and do PBTs, make sure they show up to court, make sure they know when all their court dates are. And then they come see us like once a month usually, make sure they're still living in the same spot. And then some of our other counties, Alcona, Sheboygan, and Montmorency, we do in-jail services. So once they're finally sentenced, then we work with them with cognitive programming. It helps them figure out housing problems, anger management, all that kind of stuff. So 3 of our counties do pre-trial phase, and then our other 3 counties do the after sentencing phase.
And we don't do the pre at all here. We just do
We
that.
don't, but we're trying to.
I see.
I have a meeting with the judge, I think in 2 or 3 weeks, and we're hoping to do the pre-trial over here. Our biggest problem is employees. Hours. So it would be me completing it from Otsego County, and we're just trying to figure out some logistics and how the program would just look. So as of right now, it's just the in-jail programming.
Does this come from the Department of Corrections?
It does. It comes from the MDOC, and then under the MDOC is the Office of Community Corrections, so we fall under DOC altogether.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot.
I sit on that board, of course, and a lot of people, judges and others sitting on it, were informative on and how much money they didn't get in there.
Yeah, we've continued to grow our program over the last 2.5 years, and this year I think we spent 270,000. Last year we were at 240, and then this year we asked for an increase, and they gave us less than we've been using for the last 3 years. So, better rough start.
Carolyn?
What is the correlation, or is there any connection, any correlation between this and MIDC? Is MIDC going to play at all, or are they really separate?
Just what come into play? Sorry.
Indigent Defense Council.
Defense come.
Oh, I mean, our funds don't do anything with them, but we work very closely with them.
Okay.
I would say a percentage wise of my clients that are on my list are gonna be 95% that use Indigent Council.
Yeah. At what point do they step in and begin their, obviously not until they're declared that they can have that service, but, when does that come into play?
So the defense attorney and myself come in at the same exact time. We have to meet with the
Oh, okay.
individual within 24 hours. And, they might not know who their counsel is at that time, but we work then together to make sure that their people are calling me as soon as they get out of jail, as soon as they're released. So we actually, our questions for our assessments that we ask when they're in jail are relatively close. We ask a few more in-depth questions about drugs and alcohol and other substances, but our requirement is within 24 hours of incarceration,
Thank you.
except Saturdays and Sundays. Because I don't work that much. I already work 60 hours a week, I'm not doing Saturday, but.
That's one of your biggest parts of your program is the tether, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Well, the tether program that they handle is quite a lot of time and effort in that.
Yeah.
Keep track of all of them.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the resolution number 24-13. And authorize chair to sign for the approval of the fiscal year 2025 community correction grant application.
I'll support.
Second by Dave.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mo,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Greggy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes.
Want that copy for your information?
Nope, I have mine.
Okay.
And I did forget to mention, we don't take any of the money. Everything's all completely grant funded, so we don't borrow.
That's my favorite kind.
It's hard to say no to that.
That's kind of odd.
It wouldn't have gone this easy if we was on the way.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Next up, the cost allocation plan. Everybody received a copy of that to review. We just need to make a motion to accept it. So I can apply it towards.
I make the motion to accept cost of the fiscal year 2023 cost allocation plan.
I will second. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
You'll be deciding on an amount, a percentage or an amount to include in the 2025 budgets.
Correct, I will be giving that data before I leave today. Oh, yeah, we have to vote on it, don't we? Well, I don't have any good numbers for you today. So. What did we 50% last year? I don't recall. You know what, I'm gonna do this. I'll make a motion to charge, the outside services that use the treasurer and clerk's services. 75% of the MGT survey, cost. For 50% last year.
For all entities, any entity or
Well, whoever uses
current ones that
the
we
current ones that we are billing, yeah.
We're gonna raise the current, I'll second, I'll ask questions.
I think it'd be a 25% bump, yeah,
So anybody who's currently getting cost allocated, they're gonna get bumped by 25%.
correct. You're gonna pay for that insurance. Anyway, that's my proposal. I mean, overall the time, did I get a second? Yeah, I didn't get a second. Overall the time, there was intent to go towards the goal of utilizing that full amount. And the reasoning is that, for example, we have services like the library that does all their payroll through the clerk's office. And if they were trying to find somebody to do payroll on the outside, it would cost much more money for them to have that HR and payroll handled outside. As goes with any other organization here, not to mention all the grant management by the treasurer's office. Fill in the blanks. There's a lot of value to what we do in this building to those outside services, so.
I think when we started to get aggressive on this several years ago, to go ahead and institute the cost allocation, did research across all the counties to do it, and most all the counties are 100%.
Oh, that was my,
They're not doing
yeah,
percentages, they're charging the full amount.
that was my take too, so. That's the motion, that's where we stand, so.
There is no, fee against Veterans Affairs? Are they doing all of their own bookkeeping?
No, they have a few. They have a
But Inver has a side, we did a separate vote for what their allocation is this year.
Last year?
Last year we did, yeah.
Yeah, last year we did.
This year you did as well.
Yeah, this year we did, 2025 we did as well, so. We have a, that's, yeah, well. There's a long story short on that one, but. Anything else? Yes, Carolyn.
I would like to offer an unfriendly amendment that we don't move it at 75, but leave it at 50. No matter how you look at these dollars, they're taxpayer dollars. And I acknowledge that both the treasurers and the clerk's office do a lot of work on their behalf. But
Do I have a second?
I'm sure you know, in a second, but I
Don't have a
just,
second.
Well, when you lead with unfriendly, nobody wants to- when you lead with unfriendly, I'm not, it's still
well,
I appreciate the sentiment.
I want to call a spade.
yeah.
But, just take a look at surrounding counties and the difficulties they're having with their general fund budgets and it's just natural that we are gonna be right in line with those guys. If not already, then for sure next year and definitely 2026. So,
Trying to head off a possible problem.
I mean, every little bit helps. This isn't gonna solve it, obviously, but, from a taxpayer point of view, say, hey, at least they're making an effort to reallocate funds properly and fund what's happening at the government level. That's my opinion.
Well, much of it is not required. And certainly, if it's not required, they don't have to, other than part of the treasury services. But they want to do their own checks and payrolls, they absolutely can, we're not requiring them to use.
Well,
They do have to use our treasurer to collect funds, but
as an example, the library last year attempted to go out on their own and found out that it costs a lot more than the deal they were getting, so.
Didn't want to do
But
anything.
for instance, the ambulance, we're at $40,000. So I have to end up with that. Just. That's all right. When I'm died. and we will move forward.
All right, so that being said, we'll do a roll call.
Yax,
Yes.
Brumman,
No,
Small,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brady.
Yes. And my phone number is. That will be the next thing. I can find on the website, because actually, max survey utilization of $1,000. Carolyn, would you like to present on this, please?
would love to. We received a check for $1,000. It can be dropped in the general fund, but I would like to suggest that rather than the general fund, we put it in the opioid. In Fund 284. I will make that motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, what is this? Michigan Association of Counties?
Yeah.
Survey utilization.
Carolyn did a survey and they paid her $1,000.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense, I understand that.
Well. We either lost $1,000 or somebody had to do it. I don't like money slipping through my fingers, especially where it belongs to the, where it's a possibility to the county.
And we think.
That's why we have a opioid committee.
Any, comments, concerns? All right, then we'll do a roll call again.
Brady,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes. Thank you very much, all of you.
Carolyn did like my first offer to put it into the into somewhere else, but that's okay. Next up, Moog grant continuation. This is the marijuana grant.
But before that.
Oh, sure.
We need to make a decision on how you wanna end up the 2024 grant. There was obviously some confusion and different, employee issues in regards to how this grant was filled out and completed. And so what happened essentially is the original grant was for $4,119. We received $49,0592. We did not receive our $200, which was budgeted, the $200 for county administration fee that we normally do. There was a different process, different people working our grants. So we now have $39,0592 that is due to the, DHS for this grant. And just your discretion in regards if we're, not going to accept the 200 or if you'd like to retain the 200 out of that grant.
So that's what we're talking about. Does anybody want to pursue, making sure we get our $200, user fee or, help fee or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to that.
So when you said an employee, so one of us didn't do it or what?
No, it had nothing to do with us. Generally, they submitted payment to the county for $200. It was not done.
Oh,
There was no oversight. They reported it, but they didn't pay it out. And on these types of grants, you have to have the copy of the payment and it wasn't done.
I think their intent was to probably pay it, but they did have some financial issues with their, and remember the.
Yeah, they're.
The financial person was kind of messed up, so. I'd like to get the $200.
I have a motion in a second.
I'm a second.
Motion in a second. It's $200. Anybody else? Okay,
So who is the first?
Carolyn, the second was Craig. This roll call, it's money, right? Roll
Yeah.
call it is.
Small.
Yeah.
Brady,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes.
Then, now we need to decide if we wanna keep doing this for, hosting this grant for these folks. I'm gonna have some information that, the people kind of in charge of this whole operation for this particular grant aren't, they're not real excited to use this grant either. They're just kind of more of a pain in the neck for them than anything else. So it's an extra, yes, it's $4,500, wherever it is, for marijuana abuse. Whatever they apply to, but on the other hand, we don't have to be the organization that runs that grant for them. It could be somebody else.
And it can be, it doesn't have to be the Department of Health and Human Services. You can put that out to any entity that deals with the oversight of that.
We put it to opioid.
I don't know if that falls within their realm, but
We have time to
They're
think about that.
if they're involved in,
Then they would have to administer it, right?
No, that's-
they have to put out ads, put out
Yeah, it's
flyers.
You don't want to do that.
I'd rather do surveys to get $1,000.
So when you say they don't want it at all, or, we've had this for 6 years, 7 years, probably.
Well, there's been a change in personnel and the new people don't necessarily have as much enthusiasm for this program as the.
No, when we first started it, it was when the medical marijuana was just getting rolling. They bought lock boxes the
Yeah.
one year and they bought it, but maybe now it's not exactly.
Well, now that's legal. Less of a issue, not the kind of
What are
big,
the
obviously.
ramifications if it's, not only of Plum County, but what's the implication of not pursuing this?
Well, that's, I was wondering, what did they do this last year? Do we know? What they spend money on?
Yeah, we got work somewhere emailed to us. I didn't get it, but I don't remember what it was.
1,500 in advertising and 2418 in supplies, and the detailed list is on the general ledger with their, spending and with the grant. The
Okay.
reports are on the general ledger.
Some kind of propaganda they distributed.
So are we wanting to make a motion to,
Do we have to make a motion to not pursue or just not make a motion to pursue? Don't do anything.
Don't submit it.
Right. But in case somebody from their college even says, "How come we didn't do our grant?" That's now you know.
Do you have the grant? What's the date?
What do you mean? The
When
new
is it gonna
one?
be submitted?
I don't have the new application.
At the next meeting, you
I
ask.
thought it was the end of December, because they were rushing last year, right at the end of the year.
This one goes to, the last day of this one was September 15th. And the completed original had to go January 1st of 24 by midnight.
That's,
So we should
and we,
be receiving information regarding it in
Is
the
the
next
board-
month or two.
The board would like, Dave or I can take this to our next DHS meeting and get some information from them, see if they wanna do it. If you report back, decide then.
If you'd like to take, yeah, it's fine. I don't know why not.
All right,
Information is information.
Did it.
see if we can get some answers and if it's worthwhile and come back and report.
I spent more than $200 trying to get the reports all filled out by Katie,
Yeah,
so.
remember that.
I can tell you that right now.
All right, I will do that, or they will do that, or, no, you won't get it. I will do that.
County building closure policy. This would be a buildings and grounds comment. Terry, do you have this all under the go?
Well, we kind of talked about it, but I don't know if we want to have to make a motion to that.
Let's just talk about it first before we make any motion.
So we talked about our building closure policy of having two people do it, the sheriff being one of them and the road commissioner being the other, because they actually have the pulse of what's going on in the county during the night and whatnot.
So to expand on that, the current policy is 2 elected officials. Upon advisement of whoever they want to get advice, have to make a decision to close the building, but what we've run into in the past is that power outages or bad weather, or you name it, it's not happening fast enough to just make the decision to whether to close the building or not, and there's been a lot of question marks left. So, the buildings and ground, or sorry, the safety, what is it? Building Safety Committee, whatever it is, right? What's it called?
Court and security.
The security committee, was tasked with coming up with a policy to, make this a smooth, 2 people figure it out, the clerk knows right away and all the notifications begin. So they come up with what you said was to have the sheriff and the
Road
road
commissioner.
commissioner, the road commission director. Correct.
Jesse.
Yeah, would make that call and advise to, Stephanie.
Yeah.
That's my motion.
I guess I would, did you support that?
I'll support it.
I guess. I know that Justin's gone.
Well, so he has somebody they have somebody, a night watchman on the road 24 hours a day.
And he knows that that's his obligation if Justin's gone. He's been informed of that.
Not yet, we haven't approved it.
I
think the sheriff will
a
be able to
little bit too
contact.
loosey.
Yeah, I mean,
And the
they
sheriff's
talk,
gone at times.
Jesse has agreed that said he's good with that.
Do elected officials want to give it up? Do you want to give it up? Used to be up, the elected officials, right? Were you part of it and?
It used to be, but the thing is that
Yeah.
it calls around and then two elected officials like this, and then I would get a call from the judge 2 hours later saying, we have a trial, we have to open tomorrow.
Well, this part of the county is bad and the other part, there's nothing. So
Right.
you're at the north part of the county and it's fine. You're like, yeah, we're open today.
Yeah.
There's ice at the southern part of the county and nobody can even drive, but
So,
Reasonable to me.
so it's always
People
been
who are on
kind of
the-
like a up in the air, Harry Carey, oh, and then somebody's always upset at the end of the day. Always, every time. So now we just put that onus on road commissioner. I agree with Carolyn that probably we should wrote something down on this and had a written policy for it. And maybe we could table it till the next meeting. Is that okay with
I'd
you?
like to see a written policy, and I'd like to have the road commission acknowledge that they are a key element to this.
Yeah. Okay,
And what their backup plan is when Jesse's gone.
okay. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Is there any appetite for tying this to the schools? If they close, I know I think the clinic does that now, don't they?
Which school?
Our school.
Which three schools?
Okay.
Well, what if the southern part and Oscoda closes?
I don't think you have any.
Or what if the western part and Fairview closes?
You don't have any employees over there though. Well, I don't think
I
you
mean,
have any employees that have kids at the school. It's not about whether the school, it's about if some employees have to find daycare or something for kids. That's why they go to the clinic. It isn't whether or not they decide the roads are good or bad. It's, do we allow employees to find daycare help? Just something.
No, that's an easy option. Say if the school closed, we close. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
a lot of laws go that way.
Yeah, because they have the same policy in place. They're talking to the sheriff, they're talking to the road commission, they're making the decision like what we're trying to do.
yeah, they're the ones that are on the road all the time. all
But the
night.
problem with that is the school closes, we would be down
Mhm.
2 weeks.
So they do seem to close. Yeah, a cold day.
You know what I mean?
Cold out. They don't
It's
have-
too cold and the heater don't catch up. Well, we
I
can't.
just, this is just for.
Yeah, no,
I'm thinking that.
Yeah. If we close up the school, we have, man, we have a new holiday for everybody.
I have to go to work in the summer.
Had to work a Saturday. We'll table it until we can get a written, I'll make a motion to table this until, we have a written policy. Who supported, all those in favor?
I-
Motion carries. Well, all against, so I can't get carries. Sorry, Dave, I should have told you that in the first place. It didn't come to my attention. Well, it came to my attention, I just didn't think of it. Well, we'll get wrapped up by the next meeting. And this also gives everybody an opportunity to weigh in. You have 2 weeks to give your opinion. Send it to the commissioners. How do you think it should go?
Send to the chairman.
Send it to the chairman. My number's on the website. Call me and we can talk about it.
Overcall.
No, we'll talk about it on the phone. If you wanna buy me coffee, that's fine too. Oh, no, bribes. Anyway. Next up is, I wanna talk about the multi-county, material management, bill. I will make a motion, to not pay that bill until the grant is awarded for that particular,
Support.
endeavor. Who's
Little
for it?
background on that, what's going on?
Uh,
Thought it was a done deal.
no,
It is a done deal. What they're billing us. And what their payment will be is the grant.
Right.
We don't have the grant yet.
We keep getting a bill.
I see.
And we're getting billed from them.
They're doing work.
They are doing. Oh, they are doing something. and they have pointed that out. But they will not penalize us if we wait until the grant.
We waded into this whole situation though, with the foreknowledge that the grant was gonna cover the money.
Yeah,
We didn't have
yeah,
to start
Yeah, so we went into. it.
digging in our piggy bank to prepay the stuff.
Well, I think out of courtesy, I think we need to communicate to them that the reason they are not paying this is because we will be happy to pay it as soon as we not receive the grant.
And I think that's an incentive to get this company moving fast.
That's why I wanna make an motion to Trina, so she can respond with that, exactly what you just said.
And you're meeting with them in person, aren't you, next week?
Yes, this month we have a meeting and we'll be
Did you make
discussing
that
all
motion?
this.
I
He
think
did,
the motion was already seconded.
Oh, okay.
Any more discussion?
The motion is not to pay and send them a letter that says we're not gonna pay until we get our free money.
Correct.
Well, I said we will be happy to pay as soon as we get it.
Once again, my phone number's on the website. Call me up, we'll talk about it.
Doing a roll call on there.
Yeah, we'll do roll call.
Right, Small.
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Brady.
Yes. Finance report, we gotta move some money. Parks and Rec. Need the budget increase to account for an increase in funding of $934. So.
Is it a transfer from fund balance?
No, it is, they are, got an extra $934 they had not anticipated in funds that we have to update both the revenues and the expenditures to reflect that. If you want the particular line items, I'll make a motion to, add $934 to refunds and reimbursements on the, income and on the revenues. And add it to buildings and grounds. Who supported? Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Brady,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Small.
Yes,
Finance is also hot and heavy into, reviewing budgets. I think I don't know if everybody's submitted yet, but we're at least 89% submitted. We reviewed a bunch this morning. We're still in the process of doing so, and as soon as we come to conclusion, we'll bring it to the board for your review. Obviously, I threw a big monkey wrench in there with the earlier motion to up that contract to 75%. So the nice people over at the budget maintenance division will probably have some words for me about that, but that's all right. So we're progressing, yeah, on the website. So we're progressing with that. Anything else, Dave?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, well, personnel, please.
Personnel, we haven't had anything, maybe a couple things coming. We do need to, say that. The what?
that's what you're gonna bring up.
Well, no, I'm thinking, our union contract, what have we done on that? Where are we at?
As far as I know, you're waiting on them to get the documentation to us for review.
Yeah, well,
So I've been
I
in
knew I just
communication,
I have to go. Okay,
I've been in communication with Tony. He sent me the first copy. I sent him back the flags. He redid it. He sent me the other one. I just haven't had a chance to review what he sent me and send it to you.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
It just hit me like, oh.
it'll be coming your way in just a little bit.
Okay, very good. So that's where we're at on the union contract. So in addition, we'll talk about a little bit about equalization. I emailed everybody. Had Lauren do a fourth quarter, or actually third quarter report for the office. This is just a breakdown of land divisions and combinations and monies that were brought in to the department for the third quarter. Continue to operate inside the budget. In addition, she had a couple notes. Mike will be going in May to do the MCAT, to get his MCAT certification. She'll be taking the basic income class in February for the MAAO, her advanced assessor certification. We also had I'm not gonna speak too much about this until we know more about it. We had some issues with Curtis Township on splits and combinations and on what we do for them. We have a contract with them. They're currently contracted with a private contractor, and have been running into a couple of, what would you call it, and snafus, difficulties. And we had a conversation with the supervisor out there, and we may be asking the board, or we may terminate the contract with them. We're not sure. We're gonna see if they can figure out how to make things work smoother with their assessor. It's something that we don't have to do. We have a contract with them, and it's just causing some issues. So I had a good conversation with their supervisor, and he's gonna try to figure things out, and we'll move on from there on that. Other than that, everything's working smoothly in that office. In addition, was requested by the board, I believe it's full board, I don't remember, or it was just you guys maybe, or you, building department. So, a request for creating a description and a position in the building department for a building department manager. So I emailed everybody, hopefully you have it, I think I did it, everybody get that, so I ran this by Tom. We have a general statement of duty, supervision, essential duties, and so on and so forth. We looked it all through, and we'd like the board to give us, if they're good, to finish, taking out what is not necessary, and go ahead and advertise and see if we can get some candidates for the position and interview and see if we have. I believe, if I remember right, the position was 25 hours
Part-time up to.
up to $25 an hour, depending on experience. Non-union, management and supervisory. We currently have a building official in the office who will handle all of the code enforcement and code, anything to do with the building code. This person would work in conjunction with our building official and manage the office and run it. So if the board is acceptable to that, personnel will we'll get a ad in the paper, run it for 2 weeks and see if we get any candidates. So I guess before we go any further, I would ask and make a motion that we allow personnel to submit a ad in the paper for building department manager.
I'll support that.
We need to also add that the building department is properly funded to handle this from a finance standpoint. They don't have to worry about, picking up money from fund balance or anything like that. And as well as one of the first duties of the new building department official will be to start reviewing our fees and our what we charge for all the different permitting and everything else to get us more current with competitive with what we have going on around us. So.
From a personnel point of view, we have the same operating and utilization, but we have a union employee who has no direct supervision. So this will remedy that situation also.
Any other comments? We don't give any roll call, do we? For anything? Well, we're creating a position. Let's do a roll call.
Brumman,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Mo,
Yes.
Yax,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carries. What else you got, Greg?
I believe that's it. Jerry, anything else? That's it. No? Okay.
All right. Okay, next up, treasurer's report.
Well, I've been working a lot with the budget, putting those together. We have been in communication with our title check company, in regards to putting out notifications for the lawsuit, the pending lawsuit, which is not coming to a close or anytime soon. And we're kind of have a hold on that one before we put out any notifications. We've also been trying to go over the budget for 2024, finding there's looking for the final payments for the Cherry Capital Internet contract. Needs $220,000 to come out of this budget to cover those expenses. We have a bill in the mail, as you see on your communications. for 120,000, we have 20,000 available, so 100,000 will have to be transferred from the general fund to the EDC in some way, shape, or form. And for the final bill in December, the same 120 will be kept out for all that. So that's what we've been kind of looking for and going through, trying to find those funding so we can complete the rest of the year without any problems.
Yeah,
Happy times. We have 920, I believe, delinquents going out. We've been in communication with the townships. We have 2 new treasurers coming on board. One in Mankato and one in Guston. And looking for, kind of waiting, we're waiting for the end of the election, although the millages from the county didn't affect them. They had individual millages that may or may not. So I've been getting a couple calls here and there, but this is our week of brainstorming. I had a few calls last week. Some of the townships entered their bills prior to the election. Don't have any control of that. I advised them that they might want to wait and don't know what happens, but, so we're just working with them, and I haven't really had any communication with the new treasurers that will start. I'm thinking the 20th is when the township starts. So we'll have brand new treasurers on the 20th. And we'll see how that works out. I don't know if those townships had the bills printed or not. I don't believe so, but just working through all that and moving forward. We've had a good turnout, and the townships have been very receptive to a lot of things. A little sparse on some of the communications with some of the townships, but we're hoping to get that rectified soon. If not, I know where they live. We'll take care of it. Does anybody have any questions for me?
nothing. Okay, moving on, clerk's report.
Well, the clerk's office budgets are complete and all the HR figures have been submitted. Tina did, end up completing the workers' comp audit. And Stephanie's currently working on revenues. We're also working on adjusting to the new process with the medical examiner, getting all the kinks worked out with all paid and the payments for the cremation permits. 9 days of early voting was held here at the county building, October 26th through the November 3rd. It ended Sunday with 1,400 voters. It really went smoothly. That was 11 times the turnout in August at 122 voters. Statewide, the clerks were not prepared for such a large turnout for early voting, so they were running out of toner, they were running out of ballot paper. We ended up reaching out to precincts to get some ballot paper to get us by while we're waiting for supplies to be delivered. As the clerks closed the polls last night, after election, closed at 8 o'clock, we also closed out the 9 days of early voting. So we ended up needing a couple volunteers to come in and help answer phone calls, take election numbers down, results down, so we could upload them to the website. We left the building at around 12:30 in the morning, and we were 10th in the state to upload our results. So we really want to express our gratitude to the local clerks, the volunteers, the election workers, employees of the county, and anybody else who helped us make this election successful. Any questions?
What was the, I mean, if you know off the top of your head, what was the total turnout for voters?
I don't, but I was actually just talking to Craig this morning, and he did a little bit of research on that, and it looks like we had 1,000 more than
Last year,
Last
last
year.
general election, and we have almost 1,600 more than, you can go all the way back to 08. And we're well above everything since 08, as far as total voters that have voted.
Cool. Anything else?
Well, and I'd like to give you guys a good hand. I was sitting there watching last night, how many else was doing that, but I think it was NBC or something, and they were bringing up counties in Michigan. And there's little Elkhorn, it was red, like they reported, and we're like the only one. I guess we were in the top 10. But they were showing, we don't have very many from Michigan yet. There's Elkhorn. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Okay, communications in your packet, cruise at your leisure. Committee reports, we'll start with Carolyn today.
Had two meetings, LEPC and LETC meetings, they are quarterly meetings. Pretty much just mentioned ACCOA board meeting on the last Tuesday of the month. I'm sorry, not the last, the fourth Tuesday of the month, more correctly. And things are moving smoothly and moving well to that. Sunrise Center, continues to be heavily involved in their building and funding on that building. SUD, the substance use board is, we too are getting slightly cut on our dollars for services. And we just sort of make the best of it as best we can. And 911, their new phone system is up and running. It has gotten through they're just finishing up the final installation on it and doing the tests on it. Also, there is it's not firmed up yet, but there's going to be the tower at Black River it currently has a one directional transmission. It's going to be put into two, both the north and the south directional. And that should, in parentheses, quotes, anything else that should help with communication down at the lower level in Harrisville and down the coast. So we'll see, that's in February, probably won't be everything all done until March or so. We'll just have to wait and see. And that was about all of 911. They approved their budget and the board approved it, the authority board approved it, it's being or has been submitted. Remember you said 911.
After the review,
Not yet, just
we have the initial.
Yeah.
Okay, Terry.
Yeah, because there's a NIMS meeting. And the only thing I'd like to report on that is there seems to be a trend, and I'm sure this will get more going among other agencies, in that they're trying to evaluate duplications of programs. In other words, all the from NIMCOG to them, Mission Works, they're all kind of having meetings, mostly with the directors. And it seems like they're trying to stop the duplication that there might be out there.
And verbal.
And approval.
And
Okay. That's it.
Dave? A few meetings, District Health Department 2. They're working on their budgets. Their finance director has been there now for a few months. He's settling in. Looks like he's doing a really good job. Hopefully they can keep him. Had a Northern Michigan Association of Counties meeting last Monday. And we're talking a little bit about what's going on in the state. Nothing is going on in the state right now. But now in lame duck session, they are thinking that it might become fast and furious, especially if the House turns back to Republicans, which supposedly it has. When we were asking what we can do, and we pretty much stand and watch. But septic tank code is part of one of those things that might be getting passed. They're on their 10th version that they're doing right now. The district health department has only seen the 8th. So they're not even showing anybody that. So that's exciting. The security court meeting, we had a quarterly meeting. Our building and grounds are working on the windows in all the offices, getting them upgraded to shatterproof, coating on them and different stuff. That's it.
Great.
I'm good.
Right, so we'll have our
Last
last,
so like that. On the offices upstairs, on the main, that lazy
I
stuff,
think-
they can't get through it.
Did we already, he did the register of deeds, or that?
We don't have, we have new glass, but there's not that protective.
He's got, they're coming in, and giving estimates here. I think they can do that one. They're looking, I know the prosecutor wanted, some one-way glass, just a coating, so people can't see into his office.
so break like a windshield, instead of a,
Yeah,
I think it's a secret, it's actually got like a Mylar that you can't get through it, it breaks, but you can't. It all sticks together.
do our public comment, 5 minutes? No interest?
No,
Oh, I'm sorry, didn't see it.
I have a question. Is this a question or
It's
just,
not a question for you,
okay?
if you wanna wait,
Yep, I'll wait.
okay. Sorry, I have to do that or else it turns into mayhem around here. Okay, then, any other public comment? All right, then, any commissioner additional concerns?
Just a note, Carolyn.
Yeah.
You definitely, you and I both worked with Benny Perkins.
Oh, thank you for bringing it.
We'd like to just, she was the treasurer here for years and years. Sharon, you've been working under her, no. That was a long time ago.
She visited once in a while.
Did you?
She did,
I thought she was an exceptional lady,
absolutely.
did a great job. Probably tugged us all into the next century of bookkeeping when she came in. That was one of the things that I remember her talking about.
She and Ann Moore were on board.
That was quite a combination, wasn't it, back then? So she passed away on us, and I'd just like to say I remember her and it was sad of hearing her pass.
Thanks, Terry. Everybody else? All right, meeting adjourned till,